Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing another behind the scenes so far. I'm doing my first one of episode 4, Thunder, which is the first episode in the second half of series 6. So previously, ideally, there should have been a Series 6 Part 2 trailer for the second half of the series. That hopefully has gone well with the people, and I have seen the sort of editing stages, or the stages in which these need to be edited in, if that makes sense. So I will try and consider what sort of projecting my voice a lot more when doing these. Because although my friend over at Nerd Central can sort of change the volume depending on what sort of situations, if he pleases, if he deems it necessary, he could do that. He can also add music and then put in sort of the music lower and the audio a little bit louder. But if obviously I've got a character going and whispering, then obviously it's still not really gonna help. But anyway, this is Thor. Thor is in the Doctor Who universe now because I make it so. I like Thor. I didn't want it to be obvious that it was him, and I didn't want it to sort of just be like, okay, it's Thor. Where do we go from there? Sort of thing. This first part is just literally a build-up to revealing him. And they're both flabbergasted, which I quite like, because I feel like if Thor was ever in the actual Doctor Who universe, no matter what Doctor it was, Christopher Eccleston onwards, I feel like, the Doctor's reaction would be like, oh my god, it's Thor, he's a myth, he's a legend of sorts, sort of like the Robin Hood one, but it's going to be better than that, ideally. These are just red shirts. Essentially what that means are just people, bystanders, people who are meh characters. The only reason why they were even involved was so that they'd get tossed about. They're not dead, so don't think, oh my god, it's another episode where the Doctor's Assistant one's already killed off 2 characters. They're just critically injured. Interestingly enough, this in the background is supposed to be like a hospital. And the reason why I haven't done this for a while, from doing the Time Warrior sort of part 4, when filming that, and then going to this first part and filming that, the reason why I've had such a break is because essentially I always like to have a main sort of idea behind and premise behind an episode, and then or a story, and then sort of build around that. Okay, so there's this as the main thing. So why do the characters want to do this? Why are they going to do that? How are they going to interact with each other? How are they going to be built? From this sort of thing and whatnot, and how are they going to be different from the first part to the end of the last part, and whatnot. So awesome figure, by the way. Nerd Central's figure, really props to him for lending me that. As I say, you just do this and that happens, and then the only other sort of arm is just in a fist motion as well, so he can hit people and whatnot. But I kind of wanted him to look quite menacing from the back, or do that sort of thing, make him look really tall, or kind of do that as though he's looking down upon his enemies like this, or something. At first he's sort of flying around and whatnot very terribly, and falls to the ground and whatnot. And we will find out why he is here, and whether or not these two will get along and whatnot. I don't want to spoil that. The TARDIS is just nicely in the background. I quite like that when the TARDIS is in the background. I don't know why, of sort of shots and stuff. Again, these are like Martha and the Master. These are just 2 bystanders. It's really bugging me that they are actual characters in the show. But there will be, I think, a few more characters maybe introduced in this sort of story or episode, whichever you want to call it. But I think the thing that I'm finding hardest with this figure is to angle the sort of things, because his hair is there, so like usually I'd just do a shot like that, But normally with all the other ones, his hair's sort of less, sort of shorter, so you get more of the sort of face from that sort of angle, whereas with this one you don't. Like, look. But if you did it from that side, you would, but you'd need it to be there instead of that way. But yeah, just a little weird side note. Yeah, hopefully Alex's character continues to sort of develop. I did think long and hard about what her purpose in this sort of story could be, and I think sort of thought out a reasonable one, because I do feel like a lot of the time in a lot of the other episodes that I've done, she sort of helps the Doctor, but only towards the end when I need her to, or a character to help the Doctor and kind of get him out of a situation. I just use her, and I do think that is sort of lazy writing on my part, or lazy idea like sort of things from my part. But yeah. Yeah. Also, just a little interesting fun fact or tidbit, even. I just wanted to sort of reference all the events leading up to this one, and so that's why I did that bit at the beginning of the TARDIS scene over there, over there, to sort of just recap everything that's gone on up until this point. For those of you who may have just started randomly on this episode for whatever reason. So yeah, Thunder Part 1. Hopefully it's gone down well with people, and I hope it gets a good reception. Thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.